Hello guys, welcome back. So in this tutorial we are going to start working on the video chat. That is to establish a stream between the sender and receiver of a call, okay, video call basically. So let's create a new activity for that, and it will be an empty activity, and the name of this activity will be basically video chat activity. Now let's just click finish. So here you can see our new activity has been created now successfully. Now come here to the XML file, and first of all, as usual, let's just quickly change this constant layout to the relative layout. And now the next thing what we will be needing is that let's add a frame layout. It will be match parent, and now inside this frame layout we need two more layout. One will be for the publisher of the video stream and one will be for the subscriber of the stream. Now I will tell you guys what basically it means. I mean when I say the publisher and the subscriber. Let's just complete this, then I will tell you guys. Sorry, come here, and the background color for this one will be coloressent. ID will be subscriber container, and now inside that we need another frame layout. It will be 90 dp the height, and the width will be 90 dp, and the height will be 120 dp. Let us just close this, and now inside this frame layout, first of all let's just give ID to this. The ID will be publisher container. Let's move this to the bottom, so we can say layout gravity bottom, and let's add some background color for this. It will be color primary dark. Here you can see it, and also let's just give some layout from all the sides, and it will be 15 dp or 10 dp will be good. Okay, here you can see it. Now the next thing what we need is to add a button, the close button, in order if a user want to close the chat, the video chat. So for that, after this we can add a image view. ATDP. Let's just close this, and then the ID for this will be close video chat btn, and the icon that we will be using for this one is basically by the name close. Let me just confirm this. What is the ID for that red button? It is cancel call. So we'll be using that same icon here. So you can say cancel call. Here you can see it. It will be align parent bottom to true, and the layout margin from all sides will be 20 dp, just like this. Here you can see it. So yeah, that's it. Now before we proceed and cast these frame layouts and the image view, let me tell you one thing. I mean, what is this subscriber? I mean, we will be using this term, which is the subscriber, SCRIB, or subscriber and the publisher. Now let me tell you one thing. First of all, we need to understand this. Now publisher, let's say we have two persons, so person A is calling person 2, okay, and I mean they accept the chat, so a video stream starting between two. So for person A, let's say person A has their own phone, person B has their own phone. So let's imagine this is person A phone, okay. So person A is the publisher, because I mean here we will display the person A stream, okay, and here person A will see person B stream here. So for the person A, I mean he is publishing the stream for person B, okay. So person A is the basically the publisher of the stream from the person A mobile phone side, okay. I'm talking from this side, okay, from person A side. So he is the publisher, and the stream that he is receiving here from the person B will be the subscriber. So this is the subscriber stream and this is the publisher. So publisher and subscriber, and vice versa. I mean, imagine the person B mobile phone. The same case will be for that person. Hope you understand the concept, okay? And also, one thing is that we will be using a freely available API, which is the opentok, which works basically on the WebRTC for the video chatting or video streaming. Okay, so it basically opentok API uses the WebRTC, or you can say it is based on the WebRTC. So first of all, let's just add a dependency for that. It is freely available for some, I mean, limited usage. That is, let's say if you have millions of users or thousands of users, then you have to, I mean, pay for it, just like Firebase. Okay, for small usage, it is available for free. But if you let's say if you upload on your app on the Google Play Store and you have, let's say, thousands of users or millions of users, then you have to pay for that. Otherwise, for small usage it is free, like if you have some limited amount of users. So anyways, let's just add that dependency here. So we can say implementation com dot opentok opentok dot android colon opentok dash android dash sdk colon 2.15.3 com dot opentok dot android colon opentok dash android dash sdk colon 2.15.3. Also, we have to add a runtime permission for the video chat. So I mean, for using the camera. So for that we have to add a dependency, and we will be using the pub dot devrel devrel colon permissions easy permissions colon 0.4.0. That's it. Now let's just click on sync now. And we got an error here. It says failed to resolve this. Okay, before clicking the sync now, or I mean click on this try again, one thing which you need to add is go to the build.gradle project. I forgot to add one more thing, which is you come here to the build gradle project. Okay, and then here we have this all project repositories. So here we need to add the maven repositories. Okay, maven, write maven, and then inside these curly braces we have to write url, add these two single quotation, and then inside that you can write https colon slash slash maven dot google dot com. So add this maven url https slash slash maven google dot com, and then the other one is copy paste this. It is the tokbox tokbox dot bintray dot com slash maven maven maven, and then click on try again, and let's see what happens now. Wait for it. It is now syncing this dependency. It will take some seconds. Make sure to exactly write these things, okay, on your guild.battle module app. Make sure to add the dependency, which is com opentok android colon opentok, I mean this. Okay, you can see it. And also add the permissions, one library for runtime permission, which is devrel dependency, and then go to your build.get project and add these two maven repositories, which is the maven.google.com and talkbox.bintray.com maven, okay, for using the opentok API. And here you can see it is now synced successfully. Now let's just close this and let's go back to our video chat activity. And now here we need to create some variables: private static string, API key, and leave this, initialize this with a null for now, and then private static string session ID, initialize this also with a null, and then the last one is the token. So private static string, let's give this name as token, initialize this also with a null. Private static final string log tag equals to main active, sorry over this activity name, which is video chat activity dot class dot get simple name. Private static final int rc video app permission perm, initialize this with 1 to 4. Let's just quickly cast over this cancel button first. Come here, and here we can say private image view, let's give it name as close video chat btn. So in here we can say close video chat button equals to find view by id or dot id dot, and the id for that button is close video chat btn. And if a user click on this button, then we have to close the video chat and also to remove the ringing and the calling childs for the sender and receiver of the call. So for that we can say add value, sorry, first we have to set an event, which is our set on click listener, new on click listener. Let's create a reference database reference, let's give it name as users reference, and then in here we can say user reference equals to firebase database dot get instance dot get reference dot child. Child is our users node. Now as you know that if I show you one thing, that is we will basically sending the user from the calling activity to our this video chat activity, and we will send the receiver user ID, or you can say the ringing ID, which is we are getting here. Okay, now when user come here to the video chat activity, let's say the send the user A and user B. So for both, they will be using their own phones. Okay, user A phone and user B phone. So we just need the ID of that person. Okay, so instead of sending the ID from here, basically we will send, if you want, but we can also get the online user ID here by using the firebase auth. Okay, so for that what we're going to do is, so let's get let's create a string type variable by the name user ID, and let's initialize this with a null, and then here we can say user ID equals to firebase auth dot get instance dot get current user dot get uid. And once you get that, then come down here, and here we can say that user reference dot add value event listener, new value event listener, and let's just add a semicolon here first, and then inside this we can say that if data snapshot dot child, the user ID dot has child ringing. If it contains the child ringing, it means it is the receiver of the call and we have to delete that node. So for that, what we're going to do is we can just simply say user reference dot child user ID dot child ringing dot remove value. And once the user click the close button, okay, and this ringing child is removed, then the next thing that we have to do is basically to send the user back to the contacts activity. So for that we can say start activity, new intent, pass the video chat activity dot this. We are going to send the user to the register activity, which I already told you. We just want to refresh our application, I mean to start from the to make the application start from the first activity. And as you know that on the register activity we have already added validation. If a user is already logged in, then it will automatically send back the user to the contacts activity. That's why I just did that here. So anyways, let's just click finish, I mean write finish, and then the next thing is to add a if condition which will check for the sender in case of the sender. So we can say if data snapshot dot child user ID dot, if it contains the child calling, then we are going to remove that calling node for the user. And then else, if the child is already deleted, then we have to make sure that we must send the user to the contacts activity, which means to the register activity, but by default, I mean it will automatically send the user to the contacts activity, as you know that we are sending it to the registration. Now once it is done, the next thing is to add the permissions. So for that, so here after this we can say we have a function by the name on request permission result, and it has these parameters which is int request code. Maybe your instance name is different, okay, in your case, but it doesn't matter. You just replace it with that is int request code, and then we have a string type by the name permissions, okay, the object name, and then int grant results. So inside this, what we're gonna do is to write permission easy permission dot on request permission result, pass the request code, the first parameter is new request code, then the permissions grant results, comma, and our context which is our video chat activity dot this. Now the next thing is to request permissions, okay. This is basically the method which will check the result of that permission, okay. So we have to make a request. Now first of all, when the user come to the video chat, I mean when a stream is started, first it will check, or you can say request for using the camera and the audio basically. So we will be using the camera permission and audio permission, so it will check if it is granted or not. So the result it will get from here. So anyways, we can now just say private void, let's give it name as request permission, and it will be the rate after permissions granted, and here we have to pass our RC video app on. And now here we can create string of type, a list of type string, basically an array of type string, and let's give it name as perms equals to perms mean permissions. So first of all, we are going to check the camera and record audio. Also we are using the internet, so let's add a permission for the internet. So you can say manifest dot permission dot internet, comma, and the second one we are using the string type array, or you can say this list, because we are using we are checking, or you can say request permission for multiple things. The first one is for the internet. Now the second one is for the uh, audio, for using the audio. And also let's just copy paste this, and here we can pass the camera. And the third one is the audio, record audio, basically record audio, that is the chat, the talking. So we have to say that if easy permissions dot has permissions, pass the context, which is this, comma, proms. If this is, if it has the permissions, then what we're going to do, we are going to initialize our these two container, the frame layout, the publisher and the subscriber. So come back to the video chat activity, and here we can initialize that first. Here at the top, you can give it name as private frame layout, m publisher view controller, and the second one is m subscriber view controller. And let's just cast this. So we can say m publisher view controller equals to find view by id, or dot id dot publisher container. The same is for our subscriber container frame layout. So we can say m member subscriber view controller, and the id for this is subscriber container. Now once the permission has been granted, now the next step is to initialize and connect over this video chat, or you can say this video chat activity, for using the video chat services, that is to the video stream. So we are now going to initialize and connect to the session. So for that, let's just add a comment. So number one thing is that now we are going to initialize and connect to the session. So for that, let's create here so let's come here and private session. Now this session represents our video chat, or you can say video stream session between the persons who are talking to each other. So private session m session, and also let's create private publisher, that is the person who is going to first initialize the chat, that is the sender of the call. Okay, so we can create it by the name publisher, and let's give it name as m publisher, and then come down here, and here we can say m session dot builder, this one. You can see session dot builder com dot opentok dot android dot session. Okay, we need this one, and make sure to import this, which is our com dot opentok android, and it needs three parameters. The first one is the context, this, the second one is the API key, and the third one is the session ID dot build. Now let me tell you again. Now this session dot builder, which we are using here, this session dot builder dot build method returns a new session instance, basically, which we are storing here by this m session member session. Now we have to set the session listener on our m session dot set session listener, and pass the context, which is this, and let's write the complete name of this activity, video chat activity dot this. Okay, now this m session dot set session listener, this basically this method sets the object that will implement the session listener interface. This interface basically includes the callback methods, and these callback methods are called in response to session related events. Now we will do that basically. And here you can see we are getting this red line, I mean this error first of all. Also, if you click here, it will give you this suggestion which says that make implement this com.opentok Android session listener. So just come here, and here we can say implements session dot session listener. Let's move this to the next line, comma publisher kit dot publisher listener. Now once you write that, here you will be able to see that that error is gone, okay. And it needs, now we have to implement the required methods, I mean for listening the session listener and the publisher listener. And you know that what is the publisher and what is the subscriber, okay. So if you click here and then click on this red bulb, here you can see implement methods. Now select all of these methods and then click OK. So it will basically implement the required functions here. Here you can see it, which starts from here, that is on stream created, on stream. Now you can understand this by their name, that is if the stream is created, what we want to do. If the stream is destroyed, what we want to do in that case. If any error occurs during the video chat, then what we want to do in that case. Same is for the on connected, on disconnected, on stream received, which means that whenever the call is connected and the stream start receiving, what we want to do in that case. Same for the stream drop, on error, on point, capture, changed. So first of all, let me tell you, we will be using some of these methods. But anyways, now the next thing is to connect our m session dot connect and pass the token to it. Now session.connect method of the session object connects the client application to the opentok session. You must connect before sending or receiving audio video stream in the session, or before interacting with the session in any way. The connect method takes one parameter, basically the authentication token for this client to connect to the opentok sessions. So in short, we are initializing and connect to the session, okay. Now if this will execute, this code will be executed as the permission is granted. What if the permission is not granted? If the user cancel it, I mean the permissions, if the user do not give it the permission, in that case what we're gonna do, we can say easy permissions dot request permissions this comma, and then here you can just type a message which you want to display to a user, that is, hey, this app needs like this app needs the mic and camera permission, please allow, or any I mean message you want to give to the user of this app. And then after this comma rc video app permission comma permissions, okay. So that's it. Now the next thing is, once we initialize and connect to the stream, the next thing is that on connected. If you come here, we have this method which receive a parameter by the name session. So this is the second step. Now the first step was to initialize and connect to the session, and then the second one is, let's write a comment here, it is to publishing a stream to the session. Now also, I mean once the stream is published to the session, let's also add a message to the log, okay. So for that we can say log.i log tag comma and pass this message which is session connected. Now we need to instantiate a publisher object, so we can say publisher equals to new publisher, not this one, new publisher dot builder com, this one, okay, com.opentok.android.publisher. pass the context to it, and dot build, and publisher dot set publisher list main activity, sorry, video chat activity dot this. Now this set publisher will implement the publisher listener interface. This interface basically includes callback methods, and these callback methods are called in response to publisher related events. Now once it is done, the next thing is to get the view. So we can say mPublisher view controller dot add view, and we have to pass the mPublisher dot get view. Now one thing is that if you proceed without we will be using now basically GL surface view. Now what is GL surface view? Let me tell you first. GL surface view is basically a class in Android which make it easy to choose an appropriate frame buffer pixel format. Now if I tell you guys in short, then here you can see we are using 2 frames. Now what will happen, that is, if the stream is connected, or if the stream is, let's say the video chat start between 2 user, then if you do not use the GL surface view, then it will basically this one frame layout will get hidden automatically, and only the we will see the receiver video. So in order to avoid these things, we are going to use GL surface view so that we can see both the subscriber and publisher video on our screen. That is, for the sender will see the receiver and also his own video or her own video on his mobile screen. The same is for the person B, I mean vice versa. So we can say if mPublisher dot get view instance of GL surface view, then add these 2 round brackets 2 times. Then in the first one we can say GL surface view mPublisher dot get view dot set order dot set z order on top. Now we are using this z order on top. As I told you, we want to display 2 views together. It helps in not hiding the inner view, which is basically our this view, the small one. So if you need to update graphical user interface rapidly, or if the rendering takes too much time and affect user experience, then use this surface view, which is basically our GL surface view. So that is why this is the whole thing that we are doing here. I hope you understand this. And then we have to publish our session, so we can say mSession dot publish mPublisher. So in this method, which is on connected, what we are doing here, that is the second step, which is to publishing a stream to the session. So once the publishing start to the session, the other thing is to receive that stream on the the person B mobile phone. Okay, so in that case the same steps will reverse for that person also. That is, that second person has also now the second person will be seeing person A video stream, and also he will be publishing his own video for the person A. As I told you in the start, hope you understand the whole concept of publisher and receiving. So now this is the publishing the stream to a session. Now the next step is to basically subscribing, or you can say the keyword, the word which the terms that I used earlier, which is the publisher and subscriber. Okay, so the next step is to subscribing to other client streams, that is to receive this stream on the other side. So for that we have a built-in method by the name on stream received, this one. So let's add a comment. The third step is subscribing to the streams which has been published already. So we are now going to receive, basically subscribing mean to receive that stream, and basically display that on our subscriber m subscriber view, this one frame layout. Okay, the receiving. So anyways, for that here we can, let's add a message log tag comma stream received semicolon here, and then we can say if m subscriber. Okay, first we have to create an instance of our subscriber just like we do for the publisher. So we can say private subscriber, let's give it name as m subscriber. So if m subscriber, so first of all we have to make sure that the subscriber is null, which means that if the subscriber is not talking to someone else, okay, so in that case we can say that we are going to receive the stream and let the two user talk to each other, just like we connect the publisher, I mean session for the publisher, then and we basically publish a video stream. The same we are doing here now for the m subscriber. I mean we have to get the subscriber view, new subscriber subscriber dot builder this comma pass the then dot build m dot subscribe m subscriber view dot add view m subscriber dot get view. And on, let's add the log messages here for the other methods, that is if the stream is dropped we want to let the developer know that the stream has been dropped. And the same for the error, if any error occur we can say stream error. Now log messages, hope you know about this, which we can see from the logcat, okay, for the testing purposes. So this one is not, and then here on disconnected we can say stream disconnected. Now here on the, if the stream is dropped, one thing which we want to do here is that we can say m subscriber not equals to null, then make the m subscriber null, m subscriber view controller dot remove all views, which means that if the stream is dropped and we have to make sure that the subscriber is not null at that time, okay, so we have to remove all the views. And also we, on pressing the cancel button, we have to destroy, or you can say remove the views. So for that what we're gonna do is we have to verify for the publisher and subscriber that he is here. So after this we can add a condition which will check that if m publisher not equals to null, then we have to make sure to destroy this. Okay, on the cancel we are going to destroy basically the m publisher, and the same is for the subscriber. If m subscriber not equals to null, then m subscriber dot destroy. And let's copy this and paste this here also, publisher subscriber, and then also in the else statement you can paste that. So yeah, that's it for this video. Now in the next video tutorial what we'll be doing is to complete this, okay, and to automatically send the user from the calling activity to the video chat activity if the if the receiver of the call accept the, I click on the accept button. So yeah, see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.